and he's the sales executive, and we're going to be talking or unpacking the second-hand car market. He is already in studio with us, and we are about to commence the conversation. Masibulise Mhlanga, thank you so much for coming through.
Molweni Sister Thandisa, molweni nabaphulaphuli.
All right. Masqale sipnike an opportunity to tell us a little bit about Meyers Motors, Kia-Haval, and the kind of business that it is, the types of vehicles that one can be able to get from your dealership.
From our dealership, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Meyers Motors, Kia-Haval, it's under the group Meyers Motors Group, which started in 1913.
Okay.
The company has almost 100 years of experience now. And in our division, we've just joined forces now with Meyers Motors as a Kia-Haval group in Queenstown this last year. We sell Kias, we sell Havals, we sell GWMs. Now, let me just state a quick point quickly. Now, Haval is a division, the SUV division of Great Wall Motors or GWM.
Okay.
So they're not two different brands. It's actually one brand. Yes.
Okay.
So GWM is another portion. Which covers your Buckies and all of those things, your Steeds, your P series and all of those things, and then the SUV division, which is Haval, which is under also GWM, and then we have our Kia range also there here. So what we do here is that we sell cars, we service cars. I mean, it's a wide variety of things that we actually do here, right? We not only sell cars, we service cars, and not only specifically our brands, also other brands. We offer, yes. Okay. I mean, your Toyota, for instance, come through for a cheap service, So we can do that also. We also offer those services on the back end of the things. But mainly what I do is I sell cars.
Okay.
Yes.
Quite interesting. I didn't actually know that you do, the servicing of vehicles, like from wherever they come from, like anyone who needs servicing, you are able to assist with that. Yeah. Okay, that's a new one that I learned today. Okay. Okay. Now, looking at our current economic state, when it doesn't matter which direction you look at, everyone is struggling. Like, we are faced with, quite a high pinch, of trying to save wherever we can, however we can. Sure. And because of what is happening, people are really trying to always reduce costs, and in different areas of our lives, we're trying to reduce costs, and including in terms of what we drive. Yeah, but
yes.
Remember, the other time we met, I told you that I need a smaller car because a fuel efficient car. Like, now I can get a car, but it has to answer this problem of fuel efficiency because my current cars are just And now talk to us about the second-hand market, because in fact, is that really an option that one can look at when they're thinking of saving and working with the current economic status?
Okay, I'll answer that question. This is a very easy one. Well, the second-hand car market has always been a market that Abantu have always considered for a very long time. If you actually looked at it in the past, I mean, Abantu means about time to take it more. I mean, as a result, there are franchises and businesses that have grown as a result of a second-hand car market. Mainly because, obviously, the obvious one is the fact that imoto encha is more expensive than imoto and
that is second-hand, yeah.
Yes. Mainly because, encha. New technology. Yes. And then imoto and a second hand mandingathi it has character. It has character. So at least the character by immature. And immaturity comes with now being able to say, you know what, I need to be more affordable than in the Now, the second hand car market in UK, I won't lie. Recently, I mean, there's been a huge spike, more specifically in the past 3 or 4 years. With the demand, but because there are a lot of factors that have educated the fact that about before second-hand car markets, right? With the new car market, there was a decrease ever since the COVID.
Obviously,
market, yes. It's Puma at a slower rate, and all of those things, and the availability of resources and all of those things were educating that. And another would resort then to going and buying a second-hand car. So. So the second-hand car market has always been there. It's an option for Abantu. Now, with that being said, option, it is then to say Abantu xa bethengayo they have to be a little bit more prudent when they are buying. It's worth looking at.
Okay,
for
sure,
remote.
sure.
And you don't need to be a pro, Shem.
Okay.
You just need to be able to ask the right questions. Yeah, but it's worth looking into. But again, let me be honest, with a little bit of honesty, right? Because I've had a lot of questions with Abantu asking me, okay, fine, I'm looking for a second-hand car, ABC, I stay to buy more 10, price, I take 10.
Okay.
Now, in economics, there's what you call demand and supply.
Okay.
Whenever there's a huge demand for something,
it goes up.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, but now, back in the day, people used to look at, when you look at articles from, pre-2019 and all of those things, people used to look for, it's 80,000 Rand car market now. The average price of a car now is about, a second-hand car is about 120,000. It went from 80,000.
There's a 40K increase like there. Oh my
There's
word.
a 40K increase year on year, actually. If you actually look at statistics now, statistics. Hey, look at these statistics. Price. It used to be 80,000 Rand in market, right? You'd get your average Polo Vivo for about 80,000. It's like 2013, 2014, you get it for about 80,000. These days, it's going to go 120. Why? Because in market in New Zealand, there's a demand for the second-hand cars.
Okay.
Yeah, but so economics. Unfortunately, again, as you work as a salespeople,
we can't
people will come
that.
to us. People come to us, but you could tell motors is tour. I see it, guys.
It's the market.
The
that's
market
determining.
it determines the price. I'm going to So, with that being said, it's still a valuable option to consider. And it is still a valuable option to consider. If you actually look at it now, in your car market, okay, still the second-hand car market is still here high up here, but in new car market, we're still catching up a little bit.
Okay.
But it is worth looking into, because there are about 1 million cars, 1.2 million cars on the road right now since 2020, yeah. 2020, yeah. Yeah, 1 million new cars being bought. There's a lot of people buying cars.
I need to start a car company.
Give or take, yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
Statistics,
Yeah, that's quite interesting. But I think I like the fact that you're going to come with Landiti. But when you go into the second-hand car market, the market is still at that low level. It not going shift because there are so many people that are now demanding and looking for and wanting these second-hand. So the second-hand car market now has kind of been brought to the fore, and then there's an increase in terms of the prices, but they are still. It's still less than going for a brand new one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned something as you were talking about ifuna liso. You need to actually you need to actually give us a little bit of some tricks, because Nyani, you don't know about iliso. What will iliso mean? What does iliso mean? Like, I think my car is like. It's very, very old. No. It's super. It's like it's ancient. Actually, it's very, very ancient. And I bought it as secondhand. I think it was at 80,000 kilometers when I was buying it. And I've had it for like almost 10 years now, and it was already like a secondhand. And I'm still gonna have that car for the next 10 years. It's part of the family as well. Okay. so now I'm thinking that I have never had challenges with it ever. Like never. Like never. Just make sure. These are the things that I did. Make sure I take it for service. At the correct dealership, and make sure that it's serviced regularly. And whenever took out extended warranty. So when there are issues, I'm able to sort it out. And because of the brand, it's a very ila brand. You get your cars quickly,
Yes.
But Lola. Now, I think I got a good deal. So how do we advise a person that wants to go into the second-hand market and get a car? How do we advise them to also get a good deal? Like,
get a good deal, yes.
Ajongi, asebenzise iliso. Xa usebenzise iliso, ujongisisa ngeliliso, ujonga ntoni, what should you be looking out for? Yes. What are the important things, documents, whatever that you think, would equip a listener to deal with and get a good car in the second-hand car market?
Okay. Well, enye into ke yabona ke the first point you pointed out was 80,000 kilometers ne imoto yakhe mileage is a good indicator of what the condition of the car might be like by imephi na yabona because sometimes most mileage imoto xa ihamba must buy in a wear and tear ethile. I mean there are two kinds of people. There's one person who will drive for 10 years, only 80,000 kilometers. And there's another person who is actually the same 2 years who will drive 500,000 kilometers. But it's like that. Ne?
Yeah.
So those things are a good indicator. So you look at the mileage first of all. These are indicators about okay, fine. Because it's okay, has it had a major service? Has it is it due yet for another major service or service history? Okay. How consistent was the previous owner with the service history? If services okay. If now you're not changing oil filters, you're not changing those things, spark plugs, they cascade into other things like a cancer. If you don't take care of it, if you don't take care of it, it will expand. So now you need to look at that thing. You ask it dealership service history.
Okay.
Mileage yale moto for obvious uzayibona kusekuqaleni okay nansi mileage yale moto service history biservice kangaphi le moto zonke zonke incwadi they will clearly provide those things for you yabona lonto. And another thing esiyenzayo ke thina as dealerships is that we go through rigorous tests. We don't sell cars. I mean we look at it from a position of saying that if I were to buy le moto as a person, as a dealership now, would I want to buy it? So we go to rigorous tests when we trade in a car. Let's say for instance we decide and then you come to me and you give it to me, right? So now, okay, fine. So I check it, okay, service history is fine, young is fine. But spinach check as news last one.
Oh,
okay. Mechanically now is it sound le motor because at the end of the day, if you pin right la motor, this is what you call E80 point check. So we check it mechanically, we check it electrically. Well, some cars have, and also. Trade and retail, yeah. Well, you also ask the trade and retail value of motor food. You have to know as well. Sometimes price well, yeah. So it's just using of negus jongile pie because imoto as these models estile have certain retail values.
Okay.
As us, and they can't exceed a certain amount of money. We are governed.
There's a book.
There's a book.
Yeah.
I can't tell you where exactly it is, but there's a book.
I know the book. Yeah.
Exactly. When book value and all of those things. Yes. You need to know all of those things. Yes. So it's very crucial.
There's something that always interests me as well. I think I'm because mama, I don't know. I've seen ubana imoto they can look good in terms of body work.
Yes.
but in terms of the engine and the mechanics and ezinyizinto, like I feel like imoto has moshakali umzimba lo. I don't know how to put this, but landoba even after years and years and years it still looks good, you know. And should we use that as a benchmark or not?
That's aesthetics. Those are the
beauty.
It's the beauty of it. Ne? It's like the same thing we would say with a woman. Ne?
Look beyond
the physical.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying, look into the heart of the car, because at the end of the day, body features, they will only serve you until a certain time. Because and
you're like, this is like in terms of mileage and everything, but when you look at it, it looks really good.
It looks really good, and
all right.
So, yeah.
Now, looking at the second-hand car market, mhlawumbe consideration angene into that space, but mhlawumbe cash, you know.
Okay.
Talk to us about the financing aspect of it. Like, do they get finance? Like, do you get finance for the second-hand?
Yes.
Not. Should you just patenji bag?
No. They still do finance e-motors as the second-hand car market, but there's a benchmark in terms of pricing.
Okay.
Cars not lower than 50,000.
Okay. It must not be too small.
The profit doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter in terms of pricing. Yeah, but it's hard to finance a 40,000 rand car.
Okay. So it has to be no value
inkulwane value, and then iminyaka not older than 10 years imoto.
Okay.
Banks generally tend not to finance imoto that is older than 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but so now it's 2023. So 2013 upwards, it's hard to finance imotos in Jal. More specifically, if scoring sakho is a bit low.
Is low, okay, yes. In terms of your credit
score.
Yes,
in terms of his scoring. Yeah. So if your credit score is low, they tend not to want to finance imotos that are older than 10 years. You can sometimes finance imotos that are older than 10 years if you are high up in terms of your scoring.
Yes. Like you are less risk.
What I need to emphasize, is that guys, need to take care of your finances. Yeah, but so no unnecessary debt. If you don't have to, so tatityala unnecessary, especially loans and as long as those into your accounts and those into ziyabetha ezazinto yabo. And enye into ke ngoku enzekayo ke ngoku imoto ezi mandiqala ukuthi andithanda ukusebenzisa ligama lithi dala, like we say cars of character, mature cars. Imoto ezimature.
Okay.
Yeah, but imoto is experience.
Okay.
So now, when cars are older than 3 years, they tend to have what you call the equity on them. And now, if scoring sakosi interest rate will tend to be a little bit higher on into your corner if you are tethering. If you are tethering,
if you are just on the line.
Yes, almost on the line. So now, if you financing an older car, banks will tend to give you generally a higher interest rate than in motor end, because the motor is generally considered less risk than in that. Because I mean, you're financing for 6 years, and the banks are strong a lot. But okay, fine. Well, 6 years now you financing there's 2023. So if you're financing for 6 years, you finance until 2029. So now they're going to look at this car and they'll be like, oh, okay, fine. The motor loan, Elena, an extra 3 years added on it with a little bit of more mileage and all of those things. And they take that in consideration. But okay, you know what? In order for us to minimize the risk on our part as a banks, so yes, but it is still a market to look into. It's still a market to consider. Yeah.
And another one that goes, around in the financing as well. Should you also prepare a deposit, even if obviously, let's say you've got a good enough credit score, credit rating, and you also, and you think, let me finance it. Should you also prepare a deposit?
Well, land deposit is neither here or there. But what I can say is that it helps.
It helps.
It does assist a lot.
If you can have it, have it. If you can't, let's play that game as well.
Yeah, if you can't have it. But another thing is with a deposit now, I mean, you have to now, because every 5,000 rand you put, you commit to your deposit, it decreases the into your corner by 100 rand.
Okay.
So now if you,
the repayment.
Yeah, monthly repayments. Let's say, for instance, if your monthly repayment was 6,000 rand, right? And then you put in 5,000 rand, these are 5.9.
Oh my God.
They're going to learn. So now, if you benchmark
you want to reduce it by 1,000 rand. You need 5,000 times
50,000.
Oh my word.
Yeah,
okay.
So that's what you need to consider.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, how long can you keep a second-hand car for?
How long can you keep that question?
How long is it? No, you guys are using this against me now. But I'm probably the wrong person to ask this question. Okay, but anyway, yes. I have been keeping mine for like so many years. I'm still saying I'll keep it for many years. But for someone who is thinking about getting into buying a second-hand car, what do you say as a dealership, as when? What do you say to that question?
Well, listen, a person who wants a second-hand car, right? I mean, you want to buy a new car, you can sell it. You want to buy a second car, sell it. Yeah, well, it's a very hard question to answer because you can't.
It depends on so many different factors. You want to
step in?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, my friend wants to step in a bit. He wants the spotlight.
I think Swami depends mostly on the brand and also the model as well. Because remember, some cars you can trade them in as quickly as possible, as soon as you want to win self.
Okay.
But as in here, obviously, you need to hold on to them a bit longer for you to be able to at least ilendo balance that's in the bank can be low enough ilingane nelendo ne actual value yemoto because you're going to have a shortfall.
Okay. So it varies. It depends.
Depends. Some brands are stronger.
And I'm also thinking in terms of loving a car. You know, do you think that you know, for someone who's gonna love the car more in terms of keeping it and making sure you know that person obviously is gonna have more time with the car than someone who extends less love to the car. You know, obviously that might.
But but to that point, it speaks to the fact that if a person is actually considering trading in, if that person would say, listen, in future I might just want to trade in, right? There's certain car models that you keep. Our benchmark is usually 3.5 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Usually it's 3.5 years, right? To a perfect time to trade in a car.
Okay.
If you're saying to me, listen, if we trade in the motor in a couple of years' time, maybe I might because I'm doing most of the I want a new car, but they can't afford a new car, and then they opt to now go for a second-hand car.
And build that towards.
Yes, and then I build it towards a new one. Usually the benchmark is 3.5 years, but sometimes sometimes the brand and the different cars and all of those things, because sometimes in motor value quicker
depreciates
than other cars.
Yeah.
So for myself, but even at 3.5 years. It's still too high sentiment versus the value mode. So you might need to wait a little bit longer. Okay. So I'll go back to Ladube. I'll still even go back to Ladube detail. It's neither here nor there. Like now, if a person says, listen, I just want to keep it. Listen, they're retired and this is the last car I want to buy. I've been buying cars for the past 20 years. I'm not buying any cars anymore. Keep it. That's up to you.
And this is also where the deposit actually plays part as well.
Okay.
Because remember, it deposit from the bank. So if you put in a 50,000 on a 250,000 rand car, it means you can trade that car sooner.
Sure, because you've reduced the capital amount. Awesome. We have 2 minutes only to go.
Okay.
I wanted to give you an opportunity, maybe, you know, what are some good second-hand vehicles that you currently have on hand, and other vehicles that you just want to talk about.
Okay. Here at Meyers Motors, we are running a special now on select models of cars, right? We have specials that up to 50,000 rand discount, actually. We have your Kia Sportage, for example. You can have a 10,000 rand discount. We have a Kia Rio. You can have a 20,000 rand discount. 30,000 rand discount on a Haval H2 luxury. So there are different kinds of. So if you want to. Actually, now there's a whole list of cars. Actually, I can't even list them now because it means but it's up to 50,000 rand discount. The scenario that we're offering here at Meyers Motors, specifically Kia-Haval. So if anyone wants to know about that, they can contact me. 067 184 1481
067
184 1481.
All right.
Yes, you can call me there and we can actually discuss what kind of deals you can get on second-hand cars. We have a lot of second-hand cars that are on special, right? We're running it through this month and then we'll probably carry it on through other months. We don't know yet. All
right. Mhlanga, thank you so much, and your friend for coming through. It has been quite an insightful conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, Mhlanga Gqeba, sales executive at Meyers Motors Kia-Haval here in Queenstown, about the second-hand car market, saying a lot of things that you can be able to make yourself in Community Radio. You want to buy a new car, you can go to them. You want to buy a second-hand car, they are available. That he has mentioned that we need to keep an eye out for. We are going to be looking at some of those when we